Well, hello, friends. It's me, your host, the Dread Pirate Space Buns. This is getting awkward because I've tried this like 10 times and rambles. I'm the queen of rambles. Anyways, again, that was not the point of this, and here we go. Alright. I about tipped my chair over. I really thought I was going to go over there for a second. I was like, and y'all get to see this now. So, now that I've almost injured myself in front of all of you, let's talk about what we're here to talk about today. And that's one of my personal favorite things. And if you watch me anywhere else on, the great internet, on any other social media, I talk about it like all the time, and that's self-care. Self-care is one of of course, my absolute favorite things. And of course, quotes are one of my favorite things. And so something that merges the two of those things, even better. But this got me thinking, and then this got me thinking on an even bigger scale, and your queen of overthinking is here to share some real in-depth, I don't know, thoughts on self-care, because I overthought it, and now I'm going to share that with you. Alright, so first let's start with the quote that I overthought. Well, that made me start the overthinking. Here we go. And it's self-care isn't always manicures, bubble baths, and eating healthy food. Sometimes it's forcing yourself to get out of bed, take a shower, and participate in life. And at first this made me mad because I was like, excuse me? How dare you insult my manicures? My eating healthy food? I mean, of course, you have to take care of your body. What? What? And then, I was like, what was the other one? Oh, yeah, bubble baths. How dare you insult my bubble baths and all my pretty bath bombs and no. So, at first, Misa no like this, because Misa how dare you? These are Misa favorite things. Yeah, I just did that. I'm so proud of myself for actually pulling that off. Anyways. Okay, but anyways, really, these are my favorite things. And I was like, how could you? Of course these are self-care. Of course this is what self-care is. And then, it was the second half of the quote where it talks about get out of bed, take a shower, and get back to participating in life. That I was like, but I've been there. I've been at that point where, yeah, I'm pretty down and I'm pretty not dealing with it. And I really need to motivate myself to give back with life. I've seen those days. And man, I know how hard it is to first off even take that step of getting out of bed and saying, you know what, no, I am not going to let the monster of sadness win. I am not going to let the darkness become my life. I will win. My story will win, and my story will have a happy ending. Sometimes that's what it takes, is being willing to have that fight. And knowing how hard that is really made me think about it, and it was like, wow, first off, I don't think it's acknowledged nearly enough how honestly difficult that is. If you're at that point, you're struggling and you get out of bed, bro, high five, you are awesome. You, man, you deserve a round of applause. You should pat yourself on the back. Do something nice for yourself. Treat yourself for getting out of bed. Because, man, sometimes that's everything. That is the biggest first step, is just making the first step, right? So, we can't discredit that. We can't discredit that nearly as much as we do. So it did make me think about that. But it also made me think about the fact that, man, self-care is talked about a lot. And self-care is one of those, big things, especially amongst, our generation. And it's one of those things that, we take very seriously. But at the same time, we make this mistake where we take it very seriously, but we also, forget the fact that not everybody is like at the same level. Not everybody's at the level of manicures and face masks and chocolate cake is your Sunday self-care day. Self-care Sunday. That came out backwards. Anyways, that's not where everybody's at. Some people are still taking that first step to even get to the point where they're caring for themselves. So yeah, I kind of thought about it. I was like, hey, really, that baseline of self-care is getting out of bed. It's taking a shower and honestly, just like, you make that the best shower of your life. You like treat yourself in that shower, okay? Take your time washing your hair. Wash your hair twice if you feel like it. Something I really like to do, condition my hair twice. I have dry hair. Maybe you don't take my advice. If you have dry hair, condition your hair twice. Self-care. But anyways, just take your time, enjoy yourself in the hot water, the cold water, whatever you prefer, of course. But like, that can be your like first motive, your first big step of self-care. And that's perfect, and that's okay. And like, honestly, that's such a good thing. I think that's such a good like way of handling it. Get out of bed, take a shower, do those kinds of little things to take care of yourself. Yeah. I think the important thing is just to remember that like these little things can really be self-care. Even if getting out of bed, going and participating in life, you're good at all of those things. If that doesn't mean you don't have aspects and areas of self-care that you can still really be like making a little better for yourself, doing better in for yourself. I think, and I'm a spaz. I'm sorry. I hope this video isn't terrible. I think that that's kind of a missed thing about self-care and a missed step, something that's like just not said about self-care. And that's that self-care is not a rule book. It's not defined. It's not something that you can just go, they do that. You gotta look at yourself. You gotta be honest with yourself, and you have to start having that conversation with yourself. Okay, what do I need? What do I want? What would I like? What does it take to get there? And that's self-care. Self-care is reaching your goals. It's taking yourself and saying, hey, I want to be this person, and making yourself get there. And I absolutely think too that self-care is understanding that along that road there may be twists, turns, forks. Your tongue could grab you and show you which direction to go. And next thing you know, you're just on a different path. And self-care is completely loving yourself no matter whether you make it to where you thought you were going to make it or whether you're going a completely different direction by next year. Because life is unpredictable. So what I would say is start small. Start very small, and just start with a very nice shower. A shower where you take care of yourself and you make yourself feel good and you make yourself feel happy and just good about the person you are, in the body you are, with what you have. No matter what it is, no matter, drop the standards, forget all the ideals that you feel like are around you, and just be you. And really like do what you do to get to that best version of you. Then when you come out of there, you just go put your flyest clothes on, and like it said, go back to participating in life. Just get back to existing, even if that doesn't mean, going back into the work office or going out late at night to do activities or things like that. Sometimes simply existing can be like, well, just going to a store, just walking around, talking to people, going to sit in like a Starbucks. Honestly, like, isn't that what people do? Don't they just go sit over there and like talk to people? Isn't that how the entire show of Friends happened? Oh wait, I guess not like really, but like, I think you get what I mean. I met a lot of people in that coffee shop. Go do something, go participate and be active, because first off, you never know what's going to happen. If you do, you could meet somebody that completely changes your life. You could find a new place that completely changes your life. You never know. And I mean, at the end of it all, if nothing else, you can have an experience, and an experience that adds value to your life. You know, there's always this thing I really liked, but it was a thing where they asked some millionaires, like, I don't remember what they would change if they could do it all over again. And they trade all their money to get back the time. Because at the end, most of them ended up realizing the fact was that no matter how much money they had, no matter how much they ended up being able to attain, they could never attain back the time, the memories, the valuable experiences that were missed in trying to get all of that. So friends, self-care is a valuable experience. Self-care is, sometimes self-care is vacation. Sometimes self-care is big, treat yourself moments of just beautiful, like, yes, me, I am having so much fun. Sometimes you go to concerts, sometimes you go on shopping sprees. I don't know. I'm sure we could think of crazy things that we could do to have big, fun self-care moments. But I beg you not to forget that self-care is also very small. Self-care is getting out of bed when you don't feel like it. And at its base, at its core, self-care is being proud of yourself. Self-care is being nice to you. Self-care is the way that you treat yourself and the way that you talk to yourself. So I hope that all of you might be a little gentler with the way that you talk to yourself. Might be a little bit nicer. Maybe give yourself a little more understanding that you didn't know what you know now. Or, that you're working on it. You're trying. And trying is enough. Working is enough. Sometimes that's the best we can do, and those steps take us to where we need to go. Even if it's not where we think we're supposed to go or we think we should go, we go where we need to go because the universe makes it so. And on that note, I've had lots of crazy fun talking to you guys and probably running myself in circles for a good 15 minutes. Hopefully I can handle this editing because the last one was fun. I'm a fun person. I'm glad that I have to edit my own videos because if somebody else did, I'd feel really bad for them. But on that note, I hope that all of you, seriously, remember, you're amazing. You are wonderful, and no, the world would not be the same without you, because you know what, there's only one you, and I don't care if there's somebody else that looks like you, or if I don't know, Bobby Joe down the street freaking acts like you or something, or you say the same words often. That doesn't make you the same person. You are you, and there's nobody else that's you. So don't ever think that you're not worthy or you don't have value just because of something. Nah, you're amazing. You are awesome, and I hope that you will all remember to be nice and kind and love yourself and take care of yourself. Even if it's a small dose of self-care, I hope you give yourself some. And yeah, Dread Pirates Space Funds, signing off.